Alright, hello everybody. My name is Daniel. I have a question for you. So, have you ever wanted to maybe play around with a different operating system? Or maybe you're working from home right now and you want to keep everything on a separate, but also a safe computer? Well, if so, then I've got a program that I want to show you. So, over here, we have Oracle. This is a program that allows you to set up a Type 2 hypervisor so you can work around with virtual machines. So, if you're interested in this, the first thing you're going to have to do is obviously download it. So, just type in Oracle VirtualBox. And over here, we can look at this top link. And this is what the website should look like. So you'll see this, their logo up there, and you can just simply click download, and you're good. So we still have to get an ISO file. An ISO file is generally meant for USB sticks, and you put the ISO file on a USB stick, and then you're able to work with a new operating system. It overrides whatever operating system you have. You know, you can delete your operating system and start with a new one, maybe a fresh Windows 10 installation or something like that. So we're going to go look for an ISO file. So let me just look for the Windows. Now, if you're doing this, you definitely want to go to their actual website. You don't want to click on any of this other stuff. You just want to be safe. Okay, so down here it says create Windows 10 installation media. So you would want to download that, and you would want it to be like this USB flash drive, DVD, or ISO file. So you want to look for the ISO file and do that. If you're not interested in Windows 10, there's a bunch of different forms of Linux out there that you could grab. So I'm going to show you how to set up a new virtual machine, specifically a Type 2 hypervisor. I already have a couple different ISOs installed. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on New. And here's where you get to name it. So let me check out my ISO files first. I know I've got one over here. That's for... Okay, we'll just try this one. Bionic Pup, it's like a really, really lightweight form of Linux. It uses almost no resources. It's straight bare bones. So I'm going to name it. And type Linux. I'm pretty sure this is Debian based. It'll work regardless. So next we get to select the amount of RAM that we want to use. And I'd say that around 2 gigabytes is what you should be using. If you want to give it more, you can. I'll just give it 4. So now we have an option. I always go with a create a virtual hard disk now. So go ahead and click VDI. It should already be selected. That's the one I recommend for this. Now this is your storage. So you have two options. You can either set it to a certain size, like let's say we make it 50 gigabytes, and it's going to take up that amount of storage on your hard drive or your SSD. And that's all it's going to be able to use. Versus we have a dynamic form of storage over here, and so it's only going to use what it needs. So we're going to go with dynamic. Let's see, 8 gigabytes. Well, it's dynamic. Let's just set it over to 18, and that's fine. This isn't a Windows machine. We don't need nearly as much of our storage. So let's go ahead and start setting it up. Over here is where you would actually take your ISO file and insert it. So now we just have to look for it. There we go, we just let it do its thing. You know, there is a few more steps to this, but once it boots up and I'm able to safely shut it down, then I'll show you. One thing I do not like is that these messages pop up every single time I start this. There we go. So this is where you do your setup and everything. So, yeah, this looks fine. I'll just hit OK. And so here we have an entirely new computer. With virtual machines, you're using your computer to essentially create another computer, except for this new computer doesn't have any physical hardware. It's just all software based. So, worst case scenario, if I get infected with some kind of, like, some really nasty malware or something, I could just destroy it and create another one. Like, I don't ever have to worry about it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down and show you a few more steps that you probably should be doing. Okay, that's shutting down. Okay, it's powered off. So now what you want to do is make sure that it's clicked and go to settings, or you can just right click and go to settings, it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, so under system, if you click on processor, this is how many threads that you're allowing your virtual machine to use. So if it's set on 1, but you've got a fair amount of threads, then I would go ahead and crank that up just a little bit. Next, we want to go over to display. And so we have video memory at the top. I'd say regardless of what system you're using, just go ahead and crank that up all the way as far as it'll go. And this button over here, enable 3D acceleration. So once you've done those 3 things, your virtual machines will be running a lot faster. Which is what we want, right? So I'll just go ahead and power it back up. But it should be fine now. This is how you should be setting up your new virtual machines and stuff. But yeah, if you just want to play around with different operating systems, like there's like hundreds of forms of Linux out there, or flavors. So this is a great way to dip your feet into that. But also, if you're using this for like a legitimate job and you just want to keep everything confined onto a separate computer and you want to make sure that it's safe, this is a great alternative to some of the Type 1 hypervisors out there that you have to pay money for. You know, whether you're paying money for VMware or you don't want to pay $200 for Windows 10 Pro, or you just don't want to, force an activation through the shell bash command line. Like, who would do that, right? That's so unethical. But yeah, I hope that you learned something from this, and this is the end of my video. I hope that I encourage everyone to check out this system. I mean, it's free, it's easy to use. You might as well just give it a shot. Well, thank you for watching.